Arden Izunia, Chancellor of Niflheim, at your humble service.
Welcome back to a year of Final Fantasy, and I apologize, this has gone a little bit longer than I thought it would. Life happens, but we are at the second to last episode of this insanely huge project that I stupidly took on. But I did it, and we're here. We're almost at the end. I'd like to take this time to talk about the future of the franchise, the things that we know, the things that we don't know that are just possible speculation. This isn't going to be a super long video, but there are just some loose ends that I need to tie up about the future of the franchise, the games coming out, and things like that. First, we have to start with the biggest news, of course, and that is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. A game people have been clamoring for since the PlayStation 2, and more so even with the tease that we got with the PlayStation 3, in which they showed off that Final Fantasy VII intro that was just essentially a tech demo. At this point, we have no idea when the actual Final Fantasy VII Remake will come out, or even what form it will take. A lot of people are talking about it being episodic or something like that. It was first revealed at E3 in 2015 when the internet collectively shit itself. Then it seems that development has actually kind of been rocky, at least from the little tidbits that we've heard of. As recently in May of 2017, it was announced that the company hired to help with the development, known as CyberConnect 2, was actually terminated. So their contract was terminated, and they decided they wanted more control over the game, talking about Square Enix, and the direction it would take, and they brought the game back in-house to ensure the best possible quality. As of now, it's up into the air as what is actually happening with this game. We may see some of it at E3 2018. We may see some of it here later on at this year's PlayStation Expo. We don't know. But there are a few things that we do know, assuming that the game isn't completely scrapped and redone, is that it will most likely feature a battle system similar to Final Fantasy 15, probably. A real-time combat system, which fans are split on. Personally, if this is a remake and they want to remake the game, I say go for it. I can play Final Fantasy VII with super high fidelity graphics and mods. I want something different, a reimagining, a remaking of the game. So I am completely fine with that. And a lot of people are wary, is there going to be materia? Is there going to be cross-dressing cloud? I'm going to say probably, especially materia because it's a narrative structured thing. But you're going to get the big moments of Final Fantasy VII. For sure. And like I previously mentioned briefly, it was alluded to that this may be an episodic form release. Now, a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction to this was not pleasant, but they have since clarified that they intend to make these episodes as long as any kind of other full game. I'm imagining a Final Fantasy 13 trilogy situation. Whatever your thoughts on the games themselves are is beside the point. Those were all the same storyline, and they were all full games. They were 60 plus hours. So right now, I think it's a little bit too early to judge, to, just say the sky is falling, and that's something a lot of people do lately. Don't have such grandiose expectations, because something is inevitably not going to be in there that you want in there that was never even designed to be in there in the first place. So then people get mad that it wasn't the game that they thought, but they really didn't know what the game was anyway. They had this unrealistic expectation in their mind. Beyond that, not a lot is known about the big games that's coming out in Final Fantasy. Square has said that 2018 will be a big year for the franchise, but really offered no other specifics. Possibly a reveal of Final Fantasy XVI, or more information on Final Fantasy VII Remake will come later on this year. Other than that, we can be confident on a few things. First, we're going to get more characters for Final Fantasy Dissidia NT on the PlayStation 4, which my videos on that blew up. I don't know. It's a good game. Happy they're getting more characters, but there's some issues with it. It's a safe bet that there's going to be another Final Fantasy XIV expansion, though probably not this year. And very recently, we saw the release of the Final Fantasy XV Mobile Edition, which you can play the game as it is, Final Fantasy XV, but they're these little smaller chibi kind of cute graphics. And this may come to other platforms later, not just mobile phones. People are speculating maybe the Switch, but I don't know. We'll see. There's also a few other games like Theater Rhythm All-Star Carnival that is yet to make it here over to the West, and that is it's a Japanese rhythm arcade game. Some are speculating that it will eventually come over here in one way or another. The 3DS got the Theater Rhythm game, so maybe this will come over on the Switch or something. Other than that, the future is very much open to whatever new games come along. It's basically they've gotten done with all of their big projects, Kingdom Hearts 3 being released sometime this year. And we don't know. The world is the oyster of Square Enix. I'm sure more will be revealed at E3, but until then, we do have some things on the horizon. So there's a lot more to dream about as well. And that brings us up to the present. So with all the games behind us, with all the fun memories, the lore, the music, all of it, games, side quests, merchandise, commercials, lore, music, movies, anime, manga, novels, all of it. We've covered it pretty much all. And that's where we are. So we're going to have one more episode where I do a proper farewell I'm going to reveal a lot of things about me and my personal connection with Final Fantasy, a lot of my favorites and least favorites, and maybe some other stuff as well. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Crystal Warriors, keep on gaming.